Hi everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Today we're tackling a topic that every family historian, especially beginners, will face at some point: brick walls in genealogy. These are the frustrating points in your research where you'll hit a dead end. But the good news, these roadblocks are often caused by common avoidable mistakes. In this video, I will be showing you the most frequent mistakes that people make and how to get past them. Mistake number 1, jumping in without a plan. It's really tempting to start clicking through records or going ahead and building your family tree on a website. However, you really need structure. Start with yourself and work backwards and document each step along the way. Don't do what I did. When I first started building a family tree, I had about 300 to 400 names already attached to a family tree before I attached any documentation. Do not do that. The best thing is to start, and each time you put something on a family tree, make sure you attach the appropriate documentation to it. Next up is relying on online hints too heavily. Platforms like Ancestry, MyHeritage, and Family Search often have helpful hints, but they're not always accurate. Just because somebody has a name on their family tree doesn't mean they're a relative of yours and belong on your family tree and that you should be posting it there. Always verify the names, dates, times, and everything before adding it to your tree. I remember I heard a genealogist one time tell a story about a person who had either 10,000 or maybe even like 100,000 individuals added to their online family tree. That's way too many, and the reason that they had all those people is that they were just clicking on hints blindly. Another biggie is being too rigid with names. Names were often misspelled, changed at immigration, or just simply written phonetically by clerks. If you're stuck, try using wildcard characters or alternate spellings. Don't always assume that your name has been spelled the same way over all the time over the years. I remember one time I couldn't find my paternal grandfather in the 1920 New York State Census. I knew he wasn't in the military, and I also knew he was born in 1906. I was lucky. I just happened to find a directory when I looked up in the corner and see my grandfather's name misspelled in a directory. So just for the fun of it, one time I was looking at Ancestry and I decided to misspell my paternal grandfather's name. I didn't misspell it the same way that it ended up being misspelled in records, but the ironic thing about it is it wasn't misspelled in a census record because I found him, and I found him in a different city. Where it was misspelled was on a transcription onto the online resource. It was perfectly spelled fine in the census, but not on the transcription. And the fun thing about that is I also found out that my paternal grandfather was a printer. That was something we did not know until I was doing my genealogy research. Mistake number 4, ignoring siblings, cousins, and in-laws. These collateral relatives often leave records that mention direct ancestors. A marriage record, for example, could mention a parent's name or a hometown. Sometimes ancestors are hiding in someone else's paperwork. Here is a common one: assuming everything is online. A ton of records, especially older ones, are only available in local archives, courthouses, or libraries. Reach out to historical societies and county clerks. Sometimes even an old church record or a new old newspaper will have what you need. And finally, once you've hit a wall, don't walk away forever. Go back over what you've already collected. You might see something you missed the first time. New records are being added to databases constantly, so check again in the next few months. Every genealogist will run into a brick wall every now and then, but if you avoid these common mistakes, you'll give yourself a much better shot at breaking through. Have you ever had any success in getting through a very tough research problem? If so, please let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear your stories. And hey, if you like this video, please like, subscribe, and share. Thank you for watching, and happy digging.